Hi everyone, welcome back to Dobby Books, and I just wanted to go over briefly some of the books I got at a library sale. I didn't go to my usual library. It was closed due to a maintenance issue, which really bummed me out, but it wasn't. I have a few libraries in the area, so I went to my second best, and I actually took a really good look this time, so I found some really nice books. So let me go over those with you really quick. So one of the first I found, because I'm collecting the Newbery winners, is it's book by Laura Halsey Anderson called Fever, 1793. And this one says, during the summer of 1793, Maddie Cook lives above the family coffee shop with her widowed mother and grandfather. Maddie spends her days avoiding chores and making plans to turn the family business into the finest Philadelphia has ever seen. But then the fever breaks out. Disease sweeps the streets, destroying everything in its path and turning Maddie's world upside down. At her feverish mother's insistence, Maddie flees the city with her grandfather. But she soon discovers that the sickness is everywhere, and Maddie must learn quickly how to survive in a city turned frantic with disease. What an interesting theme, right? After we've all come out of the pandemic, I think this is something we could probably either love or hate. Like, we don't want to be reminded of it, so we don't read it, or we're curious to see how it goes, right? So I've got this one, and I'm going to add it to the bookshelf behind me where I have all my kids' literature. All right, next thing I found, the title struck me as familiar. I was like, why does that sound familiar? It looked like nothing I had, but it's books 2 and 3 of a lecture in the Great Courses, and it's entitled The Western Literary Canon in Context by Professor John M. Bowers. And I'm thinking, this sounds so familiar. Why? And I still couldn't figure it out. When I got home, all of a sudden it started to click. Context, canon in context. Oh, wait a minute. I think I have that audiobook. And it's actually, as a member of audible.com, you can also get some of the Great Courses with your subscription. And I have this. I have this lecture on audible.com and printable PDF. But, I mean, I have to admit, having 2 books printed, or it's actually 3 books, printed out is much easier to put on my bookshelf than a PDF printout of papers, which I've had to do with some of the lectures. It's not the same. I like having this. And I guess, if you're with the Great Courses, I don't know, do they still even offer to send you the books? I remember way back when the Great Courses was fairly new and I was a subscriber then. Just like the Audible book clubs, I would get the cassette tapes and the books, with the lectures or the notes and everything. I'd also get that with the cassette tapes, and I believe you could keep the books, but you had to return the tapes or the CDs or however you chose to do it. So what I decided to do is I'm going to keep these 2, go back to the same library. Maybe I'll find book number 1 on a different day. If not, I've got it. It's just on digital, so it's okay. But this is cool. I'm going to add this to my, I don't think I'll add it to my classics shelf. Maybe, I don't know, a different category. Something about history, about classical literature. So we'll find out. I haven't decided yet. And then another one. My son was reading through the series when he was in middle school. There are 9 books in the series. He got to book 8, and then he stopped reading it. Oh, so close. But I found this one, hardbound, Charlie Bone book. This is book 8. Charlie Bone and the Invisible Boy. I don't know if this is a first. This book I don't think was even read, because as I open it, it still has that resistance. This is not a first, which is okay. But whenever I find a good children's series at the book sale at the library, I grab it. I'm also working on my collection of Artemis Fowl. I've got 4 books so far, so I'm working my way through that. Another one I found is war letters. And this is a collection of letters sent, I believe, during World War II. Okay, letters included in this excerpt: the Civil War, so some letters from that time in history. World War I, World War II, the Korean War and the Cold War, the Vietnam War to the present day. So this is really, really cool. I'm glad I found this. I'm going to put this on my history shelf in chronological order. So this is going to, this is going to be with moderns, 1850 forward. So this is cool. I like to get like an original source of someone's really real lived experience in a particular time in history, because it really gives you an insight that someone talking about that time in history just may not have. And lastly, I got another monster book, but I couldn't help myself. This is the Oxford Companion to English Literature. It's pretty humongo. And, oh, that's the back, sorry. There's the front. And what this contains is, let me open up to the, it's actually like a dictionary. So starting with A and then working its way forward. If you are looking up, oh gosh, Byrom, Byrom, it'll say John, date of birth, date of death, born near Manchester, was educated at Merchant Taylor's School and at Trinity College, Cambridge, under the reign of Bentley, in whose defense he wrote, and to whose daughter he may have addressed, a pastoral, published in The Spectator, 1714. And it goes on, it tells you more and more about this person's life. So this is really cool. I mean, for someone as nerdy as me, who may want to find out a little bit more of someone I heard about, read about, whatever, this is a good source for me. And this is going to go with my other monster reference books, like my huge thesaurus. Roget's International Thesaurus is a monster like this one. I love it. So that's it. That's what I got at my library book sale. And for all these books, I paid, let's hold it out. For all these books, I paid a whopping $5.50. Isn't that a wonderful feeling? So yeah, I'm very proud of myself. Thanks for sharing, you guys. Thanks for spending time today. Take care. Bye-bye.